Video games sure are fun, right? So fun that people sink dozens upon dozens of hours into them. I would know I am one of those lifeless losers. But what about those select people who try and spend the least amount of time playing a game? This leads me to the art of speedrunning, the challenge of completing a game in the quickest time possible, hoping to achieve a world record run, because why bother playing an actual sport when you can sit on your ass all day and beat the Ender Dragon 5 seconds quicker? Speedrunning is all about exploiting the glitches within games to skip large portions of it, like the infamous backwards long jump in Super Mario 64. Even something as small like the language of the game can help in earning a world record run, along with the type of console you're playing the game on. I find the art of speedrunning very interesting, like how in the world do these people find all these glitches and secrets? Who the fuck looked at this mountain in LEGO Indiana Jones and decided to jump into it, discovering an out of bounds clip that brings you to the end of the level? LEGO games are of course no exception to speedrunning, and yes, that includes our dearly beloved LEGO friends for the Nintendo DS. Oh, and Ninjago, I guess. LEGO games have become awfully popular to speedrun, so it should be no surprise that almost every Ninjago game, even including web games, have numerous speedrun attempts. Each game has different speedrun categories, such as 100% completion, co-op, any percent, free play, and the type of console the game is being played on. For the purpose of this video, we're just gonna look at the main Ninjago video game releases, such as Nindroids, Shadow of Ronin, and the Ninjago movie video game, as much as I don't want to. The web games aren't really anything special in terms of speedrunning. From all the runs I watched, there were no crazy cool skips or interesting glitches. It was really just playing the game well. Also, it's a fucking 480p web game, do you really want to see that? But since I have a huge amount of respect for speedrunners, more than I have for the government, I might as well list off the world record runs. All of the speedruns in this video will be taken from speedrun.com. I swear, that's like calling a comedy website joke.com. Starting with LEGO Ninjago Rush, we have a record of 1 minute, 39 seconds and 740 milliseconds, done by Beastmaster in the tournament mode, whereas in the 100% category, we have a record of 9 minutes, 45 seconds and 480 milliseconds, performed by Red Rice 94, really going down to the wire with those milliseconds. The final category, Temple on Haunted Hill, has a record time of only 38 seconds and 690 milliseconds, owned by Spanikef. Why can't these guys just have Jeff as a name? Ninjago Prime Empire's world record run is 4 minutes and 32 seconds, done by Flaming Laser, a name that I'll be beating you over the head with. Ninjago The Final Battle, released in 2013's world record, is 5 minutes and 25 seconds, played on PC by Flaming Laser. Ninjago Possession only has one submitted run, automatically deeming it the world record run, being done by Red Rice 94, having a time of 13 minutes and 5 seconds. And finally, we have LEGO Battles Ninjago, with an incredibly long record of 7 hours, 5 minutes and 3 seconds, bravely done by Gay Annabeth. Taking a look at the game, I can see why it's such a long run. This game looks really boring and tedious to play, no wonder I haven't bothered to play it, only getting past like the first tutorial level. With the smaller game shoved out of the way, we can now begin looking at the major titles, starting off with Ninjago Nindroids, released in 2014 for the Nintendo 3DS and PS Vita. Surprisingly enough though, the only run for the game is on the 3DS, completely ignoring the PS Vita, which is surprising, as I'm pretty sure that the Vita is the stronger console out of the two, with the game probably running better, but then again I've never actually played the game or the Vita, so I can't say so for sure. Currently, the world record run for this game is at 1 hour, 51 minutes and 19 seconds, being held by Mark Tendo. I'm not going to delve too much into this speedrun, as from watching the footage and even asking the runner themselves, there weren't any glitches or anything done to cut down on time. They were just really good at playing the game. From one 3DS and video game to another, this time featuring a mobile port too. How exciting! Released in 2015 on the 3DS, Vita, and mobile, we have Shadow of Ronin, with the current world record for mobile being 1 hour, 55 minutes and 29 seconds, being done by Flaming Laser. Flaming Laser doesn't just own the world record for the mobile port, but they also own the record for the 3DS version of the game too, featuring a longer time of 2 hours, 37 minutes and 52 seconds. Since the mobile run is someone with a shorter time, why don't we start with that one? But first, let's take a quick look at the rules for this any percent run. The runner must complete all 30 main story levels, The timer begins when you press New Game, and the timer ends when you lose control of a character in the last completed chapter, when the HUD disappears. There are also 2 restrictions which should kinda be no-brainers. No cheat codes are allowed, and use of modified game files is not allowed. Pretty simple rules that I'm sure everybody would follow. There are also some rules for the video footage itself. All runs require video proof, all runs must be done RTA, meaning the timer can't be paused during the run, excessive breaks more than 60 minutes during the run are not allowed, and the timer must stay running during breaks. With all the boring rules out of the way, let's start taking a look at the run itself, with the first glitch being roughly only 38 seconds into the first level. Usually when playing the game, the level starts off with the player needing to save J from a trap, but flaming a laser instead rolled all the way over to the right wall and managed to clip right through it, moving on to the next section without needing to save J or open the large gate. Not gonna lie, as a J fan it does kind of hurt, but then again, who am I to question a world record holder? My biggest achievement is coloring inside the lines. About 1 minute and 15 seconds into the run marks the first instance of a trick used in almost every level throughout the run, being the launching trick. This involves the player rolling onto a slope and then quickly pausing the game. Unpausing the game leads to the player being propelled into the air, with the trick working better with certain characters like Kai and Cole. At around 1 minute and 27 seconds, the launching technique is used again, this time allowing for Kai to clip right through a wall and trigger the ending of the first part of the prologue. Along with this launching technique, there are also some smaller movements that help with the run, such as always moving around with the roll move, as well as while in one of the mech levels, using the electro mech and Samurai X's charging forward attack, probably saving like 0.5 seconds, but hey, that stuff adds up. The time certainly adds up if you mess up one of the glitches, which is exactly what happened to the 6 minutes and 26 seconds mark, when they tried to perform another launch trick in the Ninjago chase level. It takes Flaming Laser from 6:26 to 6:45 to perform the skip, needing to try it 3 times before finally executing it on the 4th go, eating into the run by taking 19 seconds to do so. Way later in the run, at around the 1 hour 14 minutes and 24 seconds mark in the level The Vault of Ice, Flaming Laser has another bit of difficulty performing the trick, needing to use the glitch to bypass a locked door. On their 5th try, they get close when they manage to clip through the wall, but unfortunately end up dying instead of reaching the transition point to end the section, adding a little bit more time to the run as Cole needs to respawn. After 8 more tries, they are finally able to perform the glitch correctly, clipping through the wall and running around out of bounds behind the door as they find the activation point for the end of the section. 13th time the charm, I guess. From their first try all the way to the last, it took Flaming Laser a time of 96 seconds. Luckily, however, earlier on in the run during the Ice Temple level, they were able to shave off a good bit of time by only removing one of the dragon tails guarding the golden door, melting the golden door and activating the beginning of the next section. Let's leave the mobile run of Shadow Ronin to now take a gander at the 3DS version, which is practically the exact same run, with a few minor differences. For starters, the 3DS version has much longer load times, as, well, it's the 3DS. Not exactly a hardcore gaming machine by any means. If an Android device is able to run a game better than your dedicated gaming handheld, you might have a problem. Unlike in the iOS version of the game, the cutscenes are not skippable, which I find pretty weird. I'm fairly certain that every other game, handheld or main console, has this ability, so I don't know why this game doesn't allow you to skip the cutscenes. Maybe they're just so proud of them that they wanted the player to watch them all in their entirety. At least the 3DS does have the added advantage of it being easier to access the character wheel because of the 3DS's dual screen gimmick, with the bottom screen being entirely dedicated to the character wheel. Right at the start of the run, during the first level, instead of running over to the right corner wall and clipping through it like in the mobile version, Flaming Laser instead built a trampoline to access the upper part of the building, using the launching technique to jump all the way over the wall itself, as the push clip is only doable on the mobile version. Now, let's shift gears from Shadow Ronin to one of the video games of all time, the Ninjago movie video game. This is gonna hurt me a lot more than it's gonna hurt you. Since this game was released on every major platform at the time, and on PC, there are a lot more runs than the previous games we looked at, with the world record run being won by the one and only Flaming Laser, having a time of 59 minutes and 20 seconds in the any percent category on PC. That is 59 minutes and 20 seconds more than I ever want to play of this game. Second place goes to LOS, completing the game in 1 hour, 2 minutes and 17 seconds, while third place goes to Guildmaster TV, having a score of 1 hour, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Those brave soldiers playing the game for more than 5 minutes. LOS may be second in the 80% category, but they take first place in the 100% category, 100% completing the game in 5 hours, 30 minutes and 45 seconds. That sounds like torture. Along with the solo run, this game also features a co-op mode, with Zero Day Hero on solid ice, owning the top spot with a world record time of 1 hour, 16 minutes and 6 seconds. The rules for this game is basically the same as the last. Complete the game as fast as you can, time starts when you acknowledge the game will auto-save or when you select continue without saving, and the time ends when you lose control of your character in the final level, Chapter 14. Flaming Laser's world record run doesn't use any kind of glitches or skips until the second chapter, as the game begins with a basic combat tutorial and the first level is just a vehicle level. At 9 minutes and 50 seconds, the first technique is performed, being almost the exact same launching glitch from Shadow of Ronin with a few differences. The key to performing a good launch trick in this game is rolling in a corner and then backflipping with a high FPS, or you can roll on a slope and alt-tap the game to lower your FPS to 1, then pause when you alt-tap back in so your frame rate gets a drastic increase, causing you to launch into the air. This trick is known as the Super Backflip, or SBF for short. There is also another type of launch, known as the rollback foot launch, involving the player rolling into a niche and backflipping, causing the player to jump way higher than normal. This is apparently because the game can't apply the boost that comes with the roll to any one direction because the player is stuck. So when you backflip, the boost is instead given to your backflip. Just like how in Shadow of Ronin, Kaya and Cole were the best candidates to perform launches, in this game it is still Cole, with Nia now joining in. This is down to the fact that both Nia's spear and Cole's hammer have their own hitboxes, creating a collision that provides a knockback force that launches the player into the air. Here we can see Flaming Laser using his hitbox glitch to their advantage, at the 38 minutes and 38 seconds mark, using it to jump over the large gate in the 10th chapter, instead of going through the hassle of using Jay's Lightning to open it. This trick is then performed again in the same level, at 39 minutes and 19 seconds, getting some serious air as they are tossed into the sky, completely skipping the entire platforming section, and instantly reaching the top of the general's base. If you're a fan of the rollback foot launch, don't you worry, because Flaming Laser uses it 15 minutes and 9 seconds into the run, having a little bit of trouble before getting it right at 15 minutes and 16 seconds. Get a complete view of the city landscape from high in the sky before plummeting back down and clipping into the buildings. But by far the most impressive skip performed in the run in my opinion takes place in Chapter 9, 34 minutes and 24 seconds into the run. By using a launch with Zane, they are catapulted through the entire level and into what can only be described as my bank account as of how empty it is, before falling back down and basically skipping the entire level. So that's it, a glimpse into the world that is Ninjago speedrunning. I'd like to give a huge thank you to Flaming Laser, LOS, Mark Tendo, and PD1P for providing their speedrunning expertise and explaining everything that I'm just too stupid to understand by myself. Links for all of them will be in the description below. Watching all these Ninjago Speedrun World Records has motivated me to go and have a try at my very own, with the aim of getting my own Ninjago Speedrun World Record.